Hello and welcome to Chapter 5 of Nightfall. If you're new, Nightfall is a series of fan fictions, more or less, that I'm letting this artificial intelligence over at AI Dungeon write up with Uberduck providing the voices. Nightfall itself is the name of this abandoned city that AI Dungeon kind of made up and named all on its own, and that's the setting for most of the story. Though in this chapter, we'll be leaving that location for a bit. So in Chapter 3, we left the group of Spike, Bart, Lisa, Ginny, and Shadow outside of the Nightfall police station, and they were talking about how they were going to go inside and stab everyone. I don't know why. So I wanted to rejoin them in this chapter, but I don't really think that the direction it was going was very helpful or really what I wanted for the story. I'm not really the biggest fan of cops or whatever, but I just felt like watching the characters go on a murder spree or something would be just a bit too intense for what this story really should be. I just didn't think that was what we needed. So instead, I used my one opening line to kind of alter the direction of the story a bit, but then everything after that is really just the AI doing its thing. So let's get started. Spike, Bart, Lisa, Ginny, and Shadow all stood around the empty Nightfall police station. They'd come in with their knives, but were shocked to find the building abandoned.
What the fuck, guys?
Shadow said.
It's like we're the only ones left in the world.
Where the hell is everyone?
Lisa asked, scratching her head nervously.
I'm sure they're fine. Something comes up, and they can't make it.
Shadow said.
We should split up. Try looking in different places.
Spike said.
I'll go into the basement.
I'll check the cells.
Lisa said.
I guess I'll check the shed.
Barty Boy said, walking into the house.
And I'll stick to the basement.
Spike said.
All right then.
Lisa said.
Well, I'm off.
Lisa walked away, heading to the prison cells. Spike and Shadow watched her go before turning to each other.
I guess we're alone now.
Shadow said, leaning in close to Spike.
Are you gonna stab me because I'm open-minded? I'm not going to kill you because I need you to help me escape after all.
What? No, I'm not doing anything. I mean, I am stabby, but I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not doing, but I'm not done. Go, I am stab you, man, you be doing,
You didn't act like it when you had your chance at fly.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Spike knelt down and grabbed Shadow's knife. He slowly got up, holding it in his teeth. He looked at the ground, up at the ceiling, around the room, before pointing into the darkness.
I think I'd better find Liz.
He muttered.
Yeah, I should go too.
Shadow said.
I'm not gonna stab you.
Spike walked into the darkness, leaving Shadow standing alone. He walked forward, feeling along the wall. He walked down the dark basement until he found an oil lamp and a set of stairs leading to a cellar. He pulled out his knife and used it to light the lamp. He continued down the stairs into the darkness. He flicked the light on and looked around.
Liz,
He asked.
Yeah.
Lisa answered.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just startled. That's all. Wasn't this used to be a police station?
Yeah, but we think it was unaccountably abandoned.
We need to figure out where everyone else is.
Yeah, you okay?
Spike asked.
Yeah. How far did you have to walk?
A long way, you know where we're going.
Not exactly, but it's a lot further north than I thought we'd go. Do you know how long, guys?
Lisa asked.
I think it was for an overdose of some of those medicine you gave him.
I gave him something. I thought it was alcohol.
No, it was an overdose of something else. I think it was poison, and the way he overdosed.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
More walking and talking. Eventually, they find themselves at the edge of a cliff.
This looks like it.
Spike says.
Yeah, looks like it.
All right then, let's do it.
Do what?
We jump. I mean, we could always just throw ourselves off the cliff and not really risk anything.
Yee! I guess, but isn't that dangerous?
Yeah. I mean, there's a chance we might not survive. But it'd be really painful.
I guess so.
So, you coming?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Lisa walks forward. She stops, looks down, takes a deep breath, and then turns around. She grabs Spike's hand, and they begin to walk towards the edge of the cliff. They walk down until they're right next to the edge.
Are you sure this is the best idea?
Lisa asks.
The only other idea I can think of is going back, which is clearly not the ensure. We need to get away from here.
Yeah, and if we're doing this,
Then let's jump.
Lisa steps forward, putting a foot on the very edge of the cliff.
Ready!
Spike asks.
ready!
1, 2.
They jump. Spike grabs Lisa by the hand and pulls her off the edge of the cliff. For a moment, they feel nothing. Then, they feel the wind blowing through their hair. They look down and see that they're falling towards a large tree. They put their hands around it and soon they begin to slow down. They swing back and forth between the tree branches a few times before coming to a rest. The momentum carries them both into the snow. They roll around in it, laughing uncontrollably.
We're so high up!
Lisa laughs.
Yeah, I think we broke the fall. We're super... Very Bruce, there you go.
I think we need to find a tree with a sucker branch in case we try this again.
Well, we're already up there. We might as well.
Spike points out. They find a tree and sit on a large branch. They look down at the ground a long way below them.
We're so high up, I can't see the ground.
Lisa says.
Yeah, hey, we're not supposed to be up here.
No, we're supposed to be in Ponyville. Not this place.
Yep. We should go get some sleep. We've been walking a long time. Tom,
Yeah, you're right.
are you sure you don't mind sleeping outside?
Well, we won't be the only ones, but the cold won't be an issue as much, and I've slept outside less comfortable.
Yeah, but still, I'll sleep on the inside. You can have the blanket. You know how cold it gets out here.
It's okay, not that cold. It's better out here with you anyway. I can keep an eye on you.
I'll keep you warm.
Lisa kisses Spike.
Thanks for agreeing to come out here with me. You're my best friend.
Lisa says.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
Lisa hugs Spike tightly.
You're my only love.
Lisa kisses Spike once more before laying down on the blanket.
Good night, my only love.
Spike says as Lisa falls asleep.
Sweet dreams, my only love.
Spike lies down on the blanket, pulling it over both of them. He closes his eyes and lets sleep drift over him. He didn't expect he'd feel something like this. He thought he was going to feel fear, or excitement, or maybe even happiness. But all of those feelings seemed to be muted by this newfound feeling of love. He didn't know it was possible to feel this way about someone, but here he is. He loves Lisa, and he's sure she feels the same way about him. It's a good thing, too, or else they wouldn't have gotten through this together. He'll always be there for her, and that's why he's going to look after her tonight.
Listen, wake up.
Spike says, shaking Lisa awake.
What?
She asks sleepily.
We have to get up.
Okay. Why?
Because we have a big day today.
Oh, yeah, I'm so tired.
Spike and Lisa stand up. They begin walking down the mountain to where Ponyville is. They walk for a while before they start feeling hungry. They find a river and wet their mouths with water. They drink as much as they can before lying down in the grass to dry.
I need food.
Spike complains.
I'm always hungry.
I can eat.
Lisa says.
I could smell food cooking.
Spike says, sniffing the air.
Do you think they had any more?
Lisa asks.
I doubt it.
Spike looks up at the sun.
It's still early.
He says.
We have time to find food or at least find some shelter.
Okay.
Well, shit, we're going.
Right.
Lisa says. The two of them walk through the forest. Soon, they find themselves in Ponyville. It's exactly like how Spike remembers it. There's Carousel Boutique. There's the coffee shop. There's the library. He feels a pang in his heart as he sees the library.
I really don't want to be here.
I know.
Lisa says. Lisa walks into Carousel Boutique. Spike follows.
Hello.
Lisa says nervously.
Is anyone here?
Hello.
Spike and Lisa turn around. There's a donkey standing in the empty building.
Don't mind me.
The donkey says.
I'm not actually a donkey. I'm an alicorn.
You're what?
Lisa asks.
I'm a unicorn.
You're clearly a donkey.
Spike points out.
I'm a unicorn, not a donkey.
The donkey says.
Oh, right.
Lisa says.
My name's Spike. This is my girlfriend, Liz.
I'm donkey.
The donkey says.
Why are you here?
Lisa asks.
There's a nightmare king on the loose. I need to get his fill.
How can we help?
Donkey bites into a piece of apple before spitting out a small wooden rod.
Can you make the width?
He asks.
Oh, sure.
Lisa says. Lisa quickly goes to work. She takes a block of wood, a dowel, and some string, and begins to make a toy for Donkey.
Thanks.
Donkey says happily, taking the toy. He nudges Spike with his side.
Find me a human to play with.
Donkey says.
I like humans.
Spike says.
I don't like donkeys.
Lisa adds.
I like all of them.
A voice says. They turn around to see a young girl. She has short pink hair and big, bright eyes.
I'm the daughter of the librarian.
The girl says.
My name's Stephanie. I don't like to read.
She declares.
Why don't you like to read?
Lisa asks.
Because there is a monster in the librarian that makes me hide it. What do you mean? The monster hides us. I could be to read and conduct an effort. Oh, monster's name is Ropens.
What do you need help with, little lady?
Donkey asks.
I need help finding my friends.
She says.
Can you look at them?
Sure thing.
Donkey nods. Donkey begins to sniff around the room.
I can smell one.
He says. He looks towards Spike and points.
You,
He says.
come here.
Spike walks over to Donkey.
What's your name?
Spike asks.
Donkey.
He sniffs.
Okay, you. Donkey.
Spike says.
Finders keepers and losers eat.
Donkey, finders keepers and losers eat.
Lisa repeats.
You finders keepers.
Stephanie says, ignoring Spike.
I ate last lunchbox.
You can't eat lost lunchbox.
Spike says.
They're for babies.
Stephanie, what do you want to do?
Lisa asks.
I want to be in charge.
She says, crossing her arms.
You can't be in charge.
Spike says.
You're not even in charge of yourself most of the time.
Do you want to be in charge?
Lisa asks.
Yes.
She says.
Okay.
Lisa says.
Spike, you're out.
Why am I out?
Spike asks.
You're not in charge.
Lisa says.
Stephanie, you're in.
I'm not in charge.
Spike asks.
How come?
Because she's better than you.
Lisa explains.
I don't understand.
Spike says.
Never mind.
Lisa says.
Donkey, take to the dungeon or wherever lost boys go.
I'm not a boy.
Spike says.
I'm a dragon.
Spike becomes more and more angry as Donkey leads him to the dungeon. He struggles against Donkey, but it's no use. Soon, Spike is gone, and it's just Stephanie and Lisa.
I think he deserves it.
Lisa says.
What? That one? Yeah, he did nothing wrong. I know, but I think he's just misunderstood. He's a dragon. Firewells, fire monsters that destroy everything. Well, he hasn't done anything wrong.
Lisa says.
Why don't you get rid of the monsters before they destroy everything? You trust that monster?
The girl asks, insulted.
Don't you think I know he only pretends to be nice so he can let the house to do whatever it is that answers her.
I'm not a monster.
Spike says as he's thrown into a cell.
Then let yourself hurt me.
The girl says.
Then get away from me before I hurt you.
Or herself.
Don't be absurd.
I'm not. I'm not going away.
The girl points at the stairs.
You're in down there.
She says.
Fine.
Spike says. Spike goes to the stairs. The girl says. Spike complies and sits down on the stairs. Soon, a yellow cloud comes from him. It gets thicker and less dense the further it goes. Finally, it turns into a solid piece of card that floats down. It lands in front of the girl. It reads, "Congratulations, you got me. Now, get out of my house."
All right.
Spike says.
It's me again. Thanks a lot. Listen.
The girl looks at the card again and reads it.
Why didn't you capture Nixie?
She asks.
She wasn't in the room.
Spike shrugs.
Please, can we stop doing this? It's stressful.
Fine.
The girl says, throwing the card away.
Let's stay.
As she walks out of the room, she looks behind her.
I knew you were there.
She says.
Come on, follow it.
No response.
I said come on, follow it.
She hisses, kicking some dirt near Spike. Still no response.
Seriously, you be my friend. Come on.
Still nothing. The girl sighs, turns around and walks out of the room. She leaves the room, leaving Spike alone. Soon the entire house is empty, as Lisa and Donkey have also left it. A stair creaks. Spike looks around nervously. He's sitting in the dark on the stairs that are in the hall. There's a door to the left, and another door to the right. He could try and find a way out of this, or he could hiding. He looks behind him at the closed door, and then ahead, where the hallway continues. He could try to escape through the door at the end of the hall. If he's quick enough, he could get out of here and back to Ponyville. Or he could hide in the room to the left. There's a bed there, and some other furniture that looks like it came from Earth. Keep reading to find out the choice. Click here to continue reading Spike the Dragon Child, Chapter 2, Homecoming. So, I really didn't think I could continue this chapter after that, even if I wanted to. You know, the AI just definitively said, this is the end, stop here. I've actually never seen AI Dungeon write something like, click here to continue reading before, so that was kind of strange to see, but the AI in general seemed to be in kind of a weird mood, with the chapter just sort of devolving into this surreal, whatever it was, just way more off the wall than normal, I felt like. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed the adventure. Next time, we'll be joining Applejack and Shrek at Wario's tire store from the previous chapter. If you haven't seen that chapter yet, here's a little preview of what happened there.
As soon as I get ready, we'll be leaving.
Wait, are you going to fight them?
Fluttershy asked.
Fight who? The Nightmare Knights.
All of them. Yeah, I'll just sneak past them and get to the king, see ya.
And with that, she left. She didn't even wait for Fluttershy to reply.